guys? Emily Alexandra, Google Alma here, back at you with All Talks of Life, where I interview and go knee deep with people from all walks of life, different career paths, industries, you name it, we're talking about it. And today, I'm so excited to announce not only he's a really good friend, he's also my producer for this show, Ace Micheals.
Hey, what's happening? Emily, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Well, I'm just honored because if it wasn't for you really pursuing and motivating me, I don't think I would have gotten on my high horse and really pursued this new venture, which is my podcast and YouTube channel, which you guys, if you have not subscribed, go subscribe right now, comment, like us, follow us, all that good jazz. So now you actually reached out to me a few years ago and interviewed me as a professional mermaid, and you're out of Las Vegas and you produce. How long have you been producing and what do you produce?
Well, that's a good question. That's a long and short answer. So the short answer is all my life. The long part of that answer is, you're born to be a producer, just like you're born to be a dancer, you're born to be an actor. So you start your career as easily as when you break your first dad's radio and go, oh, snap, I got to figure out how to put this back together. Guess what? Now you're a producer because now you can get grounded if you don't figure out how to get this machine back together. So this is, it's in my blood. I have a 15-year-old. He's starting to become a producer, and I know that he's serious about it because he gets that gleam in his eye when I say, what do you think about this SM58 microphone? And he goes, oh, I want one of those. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So he's
got it in him.
That's a producer. You never stop wanting to produce. Today I came up with an idea as I was drinking my tea, sipping my tea, all see. I came up with an idea for a movie, and not just the idea, but the budget, the camera angles, the whole idea of how it could be shot for, and how many actors would I need, and being a producer makes you think like that. You're always thinking of everything as a project, and it's in your blood or it's not. I mean, you can't really go to school to become a producer. Not really.
You have to have that drive, that passion for it to really get going and really do something with it.
Well, it's a different way of looking at things. Like I know how to swim, but could I be a mermaid? That's asking a lot. I mean, that's probably not where I'm going to excel. But for you, when you see a body of water, I'm sure you think, okay, now here's how I could approach this with my fin, and my tail. Right. But I don't think like that because that's not inherent in me. So being a producer, you just gotta love it, and that goes good and bad. You'll lose your shirt, you'll lose your home, you'll lose lots and lots, you'll lose relationships, you'll lose a lot in trying to pursue your dream, but nothing feels better than achieving your dreams. There's nothing.
Touche. So what are some things that you enjoy most producing? Music, videos, movies? Like, what is your most favorite?
See, that's why you're good. That's a great question. There's two things. I always say it like this. There are things I love so much, I would produce them for free. Matter of fact, I would pay to produce them. I love it so much. I love music that much. Music is primarily my soul's focus. So I would do music production, budget limitless, all day long. Editing, doing someone else's production, like filming and setting up lights and things like that, you better pay me for that. Not that I don't love it, but there's very few projects. I mean, and I even have friends who have projects that approach me and they're like, hey, the script, would you direct this? No, I'm good, homie. Just y'all get that and let me know.
Ask me later when you have a budget.
Yeah. As Emily would say, Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all do that one. But it just depends. I mean, if there was a project that I was really passionate about, like Emily Alexandra, All Talks of Life, then I go and I do more than I would for someone else, or I make the time to do it. I say, okay, well, we're gonna get this done because I really like that project. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah,
I'm doing
absolutely.
the best I can with that answer.
So what are, because right now during this COVID-19 pandemic, we're
Hmm.
all quarantined. The way that society is transitioning into being, you know, everything is digital, everything is online, everything is remote.
Hmm.
So like we're using Zoom right now. This is like the new wave of the future when it comes to producing. Is that right? Do you see that new wave transition?
Yes, I do. And then I would like to add to that we as a generation, I would say from the mid 90s, maybe even the early 90s, we became detached from each other. Uh, Gradually, it didn't happen overnight, but it has happened. And now it's just a question of whether or not we go back. We have gotten away from communication the way that we're used to, dating the way that we're used to, social interaction on all levels, from parents to kids. See, the parents were complaining that the kids were sitting around playing video games all day when they were home from school. Now they're home from school and the kids are still playing video games all day. And the parents just aren't complaining because we are disenfranchised with the human experience, right? So, how does this lead into your question? So, the thing is that I have always believed that we would eventually get to a point where everyone would self produce. You know, I even think that in the world of technology, they will come up with something very soon where you can just literally plug the computer into your head and
Yes.
videotape your dreams. And I'd come over to your house and be, oh my God, let's watch Emily's dream tonight. You know,
Mhm.
dream, copyright, not to be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Y'all don't, yeah, exactly. Stop right now. Put the pen down.
No, you remind me of that. It's a book called Year Million, and it's also a show on National Geographics that talks about, you know, in the far future that we'll be able to plug things into our brain, and you'll be able to watch our dreams, listen to our thoughts. So I 100% believe you. The question is how long from now, and I feel like the Zoom is that transition of moving forward.
Well, if you think about this is kind of a weird thing. You and I have worked together for about 4 years since
Mhm.
we've known each other. Maybe it's
Yep.
maybe it's five, right?
4, 5.
4 or 5 years. When we first talked about doing communications with people and interviews on social media, it was a weird thing. A lot of people didn't understand. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you video chat?
Right.
I'm not going to video chat. Just call me on the phone or text me. Even better, text me, bro. But now we're in an age, because of the pandemic and because of the social media and the Instagramming and Facebook video chatting, people are more comfortable with this interaction as opposed to, hey, let's meet for coffee and talk about it. I don't know you that well. I don't know if I want to meet you for coffee. Why don't we just do a video chat? And
Right.
it's not the same human experience, but it is some type of human experience because I have the safety of knowing that if I don't like this, I can always disconnect. And what have I
Right.
lost? I didn't lose any gas. I didn't drive anywhere. I wasn't, I'm not gonna get the virus. So in a way, this is the new normal.
Hmm.
In a way, it's kids like my son that are 15 years old that are in their bedroom making beats and saying, you know what? I can make this beat, put a rapper on it. I can email it to a record label and get a record deal. They will deposit bonus money into my account that afternoon, and I'm a signed record artist. Why do
Right.
I need to go out and play shows and tour? And I don't need to do all that, you know?
Right. Everything is becoming so digital, so remote. You can do everything in the palm of your hand.
Right.
uh, and literally everything is, real time. And so, and that's amazing because my first few interviews that I did under your production company, I did them in person, and it was a very big production. I had to drive and go set it up, and I
Mhm.
mean, it was stunning, it was wonderful, and there's nothing like in person. And I will still continue to do those. However, um, this is the new wave of reality.
Yeah.
And this is just as good because I can see you, I can hear you, like it's almost like I can feel you.
Right.
um, Now eventually, guys, in the future we'll be able to actually go through the camera,
Sure.
and I'll be able to actually like go into Ace's studio right there through my camera. Now that might not be for another 200, 300 years, maybe 500 years, but that's neither here or there. Right now, I'm just glad to be in front of you, and I'm so glad that you guys all tuned in. And if you haven't followed Ice Michael, you've got to. He is so cool, so fun. He's constantly posting, always putting up new content, and he's my producer for this show. So, without any more further ado, thank you so much, Ace, for your time.
All pleasure is mine. Thank you, Emily. Keep up the great work that you're doing. You're touching a lot of people's lives, and that's a very big deal. Never forget that you're an icon already. And so people do follow you and they do like you. And I'm happy to be on board anything you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Remember all to live, laugh, love, and I hope you have health, wealth, and happiness. Bye.